We're back. Essendon, we're back. Essendon. Where we? No blokes in a bed for this one. Sorry, I'm just distracted by someone yelling outside my house. Glad I didn't go tonight. I feel sorry for anyone who did. Pretty tough. Pretty tough game to try and sit through. I think before I launch into this, I do think though, in light of recent events around the AFL, some of the sad news we've heard over today, it does put things into a bit of perspective. And look, at the end of the day, this is just a game. So let's all just remember that, as terrible as this game was. But yeah, where do we start? Honestly, where do we start? I went to that game with the Dogs, kicked 21 goals in a row, and this was just as insipid as that was. Looked like there were guys out there with concrete boots on, no run, no carry, couldn't stick tackles. The amount of broken tackles in that first quarter when, there was still a game to be won was crazy. It was really men against boys out there, and some of the guys who played really well this fixture last year and helped us get the win just weren't there. And for whatever reason, they weren't able to provide that. But look, I do think the Dogs are better than they were this time last season. I think they've improved their midfield with, a few new guys coming in, a few other guys growing and developing. Funnily enough, like the three guys we spoke about on the previous show on Thursday were the guys who cut us up. Number one, we had to do something about Bailey Dale, and we couldn't do anything about it. I've never had someone have such an easy run. I guess it's hard to say who in our forward 50 has got the athleticism to run with him, because Perkins couldn't run with him, Langford couldn't run with him, maybe Kako could, but I doubt he'd have the physicality to stay with him. Couldn't do anything about Bailey Dale. We said Ed Richards needs to add some time put into him. Couldn't do anything about him. And, as expected, Tim English got a lot of the footy because Goldie will struggle around the ground. But we've just beaten everywhere, just absolutely everywhere. There was very few moments that looked good. A few guys really tried, but there are a lot of people in this game who were just garbage. And, guys who've had good months of footy and have looked like they're playing well, just you kind of have that reminder that there's still a group of guys in this team who really don't have a long-term future here and don't have a long-term future in terms of, Essendon being good. I'm a big Will Setterfield fan, but we're not going to win a flag with him in the team. We're not going to win a flag with Laverty in the team. Pryor, if Peter Wright's playing like this, he's not going to be part of that. This was the Peter Wright of, last year, just really fumbly, nowhere near it. There's more guys I could add to that list, but they were just some of the ones that came to mind immediately. We were just shocking, absolutely shocking. And you can sit here and rant and rave and say we're going to sack the coach and sack the board, but I think this is just a bit of a reality check. I mean, I don't know many people who thought we were going to win this game. I don't think we were expecting a result like this. And it certainly doesn't excuse this, but this is just a bit of a wake-up call that, hey, we are probably a bottom six side. even though we've been hoping that we're better than that. And, we're able to beat the bad teams, but we're just nowhere near teams like this. And, I think the Dogs will go deep, for what it's worth. I think they'll have a real crack at this season. They've definitely got the cattle to do it. They've got the experienced coach, regardless of what people think about Bevo. Now our percentage wasn't great, but it's even worse now. I think it's down at 80%. This is just a bit of a rude wake-up call for us all that, for anyone who spent the week believing and started dreaming of, oh man, what if we did make finals this year? What if this happened? And, after a week of positive press where, Caddy and Zach Reid are the next Lloyd and Fletcher, and, Kane Corn says we're a lock for a finals win next year and top 4 is going to happen. Like, this is what happens with Essendon. We know this. We all know this as Essendon supporters, that when things go well and get a bit too well, media get on board. We start to get a head start to grow a little bit in size, a melons get as fat as mine, and then we dish out a bad performance. But this was just particularly bad. You can put some of it down to an experience, because there was definitely a lot of younger guys out there who really struggled. They tried, but they were just physically just couldn't get near it. Sato Hawley couldn't get near it. Day Wicks couldn't get near it. Archie Roberts got a lot of the footy, but, he got manhandled a lot. Obviously, Riley West absolutely put him into the ground, which was a bit of a poor moment for him. Cad's had a crack, but it was pretty hard for him as well. So these are the dark times. Unfortunately, for all of us, is that we know these times better than the good these days, and it's hard to have patience with stuff like this, but this is where we're at. We have a young list. We have an average list. I'm happy with what they're trying to build at the club, but I think the jury's still out on the tactical side of what the coaching department is doing. I know we're trying to build a base, and I think that is the right approach, and I agree with all of that. But there's no proof that this is the tactician that we're looking for. But he's the right man for now. And now we've just got to hope that we can bounce back and enjoy a win over Richmond on Dream Time before we play some other teams who are good again. Because if we dish up games like this to Carlton, to Geelong, I can't recall who's after that. It's gonna be just as grim. So, faithful, if you went, sorry. Feel a bit stooged. If you didn't, well done to you. If you bet on the Doggies, well done to you. I've felt worse about games, but this is just a cold shower just to wake us up and go, hey, you're still not good. You still got a long way to go. I'd like to think we're getting there slowly, but it's slowly. That's what nights like this remind us. It's slowly. I reckon that's all from me. Stay safe, everyone. Like I alluded to, it's just a game at the end of the day. Things are bigger than footy, so look after yourself, look after your mates. Go Dons. See you next time.